Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Shonen and Chill, hosted by Zenrotto and Asaratha.
You guys will notice that there is no Ichinose in the timestamps, and honestly,
It's like
I
a
feel
weight has
great.
been lifted.
I feel great today. It's something about it. I don't
I was
know.
scrolling. I always read it like first thing because this is just a habit I picked up back from when Ocean Man was on the show because we had to
Mhm.
do it really early in the morning for me because it was time
Oh
zones
yeah.
are all crazy. So I would read them first thing when I wake up. So I still do that just because it's my habit. And I remember seeing Ichinose Family and like looking at it like when you see someone that you recognize in the store
Yeah.
and then just scrolling past it and being like, "Oh my God, I feel so
Yeah.
good right now."
Hurrying into another aisle so that you don't get
Yes,
noticed.
yeah, so they don't, or even better, like making eye contact and
Oh
like they
God.
know that you know, and you just keep on keeping on. You don't need to
Uh,
engage.
it felt good. It felt good. This is what this is like my eighth or ninth episode, and I've already dropped one, so it's a good start.
Yeah, it's a good start. Well, that shit sucked. So
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna end up checking it out in like 5 weeks or so. I'm just gonna look at it and try to see what's happening, and it's gonna be something that makes absolutely no sense, like from where we were when we left off. But they're gonna
Yeah.
be like with another random family,
For the first episode of every month, we should just read like the most recent chapter and see what happens.
just completely no context.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. We'll piece it together along the way.
Yeah, it'll be great. I'm sure it's a very coherent fucking thing that's happening. All right. I can't think of any news.
I don't think there
Um,
was any.
I can't think of any news either. All right, so we can hop in. What's your top three?
Um, Honestly, this week not very exciting for me. So my top three might sound weird, but that's just because not much going on. Number three is the best manga ever created, Kagurabachi. Number two is Mamayuyu, and number one is gonna be Martial Master Asumi.
Okay. I think ours are very different, but mine is different because again, this was a pretty boring week, like you said.
Yeah.
I also have Kagurabachi number three.
Let's go.
Number two, Undead Unluck. Number one,
Fair,
Sakamoto.
fair, fair.
On pure rawness and hype factor.
I like these new series. I'm enjoying them.
Yeah, I don't really dislike any of them.
Yeah.
I even liked the ice skating one this week. I thought it was fine. Well, okay, I dislike Nue, but that's the only newer one that I can think of that I
Oh
don't like.
yeah, that's new. I
Yeah,
forgot. It felt like
yeah, it
it's been
feels like
so
we've been
long.
reading that shit for 100 years. Oh my God. All right. First up, then we will be in Chainsaw Man.
Um, it's interesting to see Katana Man as a part of public safety now.
Yeah, well,
And
didn't the other guy say that he was the katana guy? Is this him?
I do know what you're talking about, but oh my god, it's all such a blur. I don't remember anymore.
Well, because I
Um,
thought he got taken out in the like one of the last chapters. Or maybe I'm just tripping like ball. Yeah, because see, he's like got the sword arm. He's the one that gets killed in the
yeah,
last chapter. Yeah, like he's got
yeah.
the sword arms and he just gets cut up by the girl with the eye patch. But then the
I'm pretty sure
real
this is like
Katana
this
Man.
is like yeah. This is like actually Katana Man.
So is this supposed? Do you think this is like a hint to like what the fake Chainsaw Man is and how there
It
could
could
be
be.
one? Is there like there's a fake Katana Man too?
It could be. I didn't think about that. I will say there are a lot of character returns going on, and I hope it's not for like an MHA reason. You know the meme image of AFO.
Oh yeah, the oh
um,
my God, you're back.
yeah, it is Chainsaw Man, so I'm expecting it not to be. I assume there's probably a good reason. Like I feel like these are probably all kind of pieces being moved on a board for some like grander scheme that we just haven't had revealed to us yet. That Kishibe is probably cooking up.
Yeah, I could see it. Like, isn't this like the third time we've seen the Justice Devil in part two?
Yes, I think
Because
I don't know if it's the
there's
third, but might
well
be.
there's the one that Asa fought in the beginning
Yeah,
and killed, and then wasn't Justice the one that her friend turned into?
yeah,
And then now right here in this chapter there's a third one.
yeah. I did notice that Justice was back again, and I thought that was interesting. I'm not sure what's going on with Justice. I feel like there's some grand scheme happening that we're not aware of because obviously our lens is through Asa and Denji, who obviously don't know what the fuck is
Don't
going
know
on either
anything.
because
Yeah.
they barely know what's going on in their lives. So I have to imagine that something at public safety is going on. Kishibe is probably involved in some way because we saw Kwanji, or however you say her name.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's some big bad at play, and maybe justice is loosely related.
Yeah, I don't I just don't understand what the emphasis is on justice yet. I mean, I guess I don't understand it because we haven't been told it yet, but this
Yeah,
is the third time we've seen the Justice Devil get killed. I guess maybe Justice is just one that picks up a bunch of new hosts or something. I don't know, but
maybe. Just 20
uh,
more chapters for both. Trust, we'll find out.
yeah, there'll be some fucking reveal.
Yeah. Dude, the recontextualization is gonna go crazy, right?
You think we'll see Kobeni soon because her brother is in these chapters, like almost dying?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm wondering if we're gonna go next chapter, character return, next chapter, maybe we'll see Bomb Devil Hybrid come back,
Yeah, maybe, maybe.
and then Kobani will come back, and then Makima will come back, and then Power will come back, and then
I just want to know what
the
they're doing to like manufacture these fake versions
yeah,
of the devils.
there are a lot of I feel like there's a lot of things going in different directions right now, which kind of feels what I said last week about I'm not sure which direction Chainsaw Man is going right now.
Yeah, there's just a
There's a
lot
lot of
going on.
possible avenues, and I'm kind of waiting for a plot line to actually pop up
Yeah, it
from
kind
all
of
of
feels
this.
like they're like he's threading the needle really hard of like, or not
Yeah.
what's the well, not what's the phrase? It's not threading, baiting the hook. He's like
Uh,
constantly putting more and more things out that you're like, whoa, what is this? And then we don't resolve them, and then we just move
Come on,
on
bro.
to
Just
more
one
things.
conclusion, please, bro. Just
Yeah,
one more conclusion, please.
I just need to know something for sure.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. It was good. It was the
Yeah.
reveal at the end didn't like it wasn't like mind blowingly crazy, but I was definitely like, oh shit, there's something
Yeah.
going on with all these fake devils happening right now.
I mean, yeah, this mystery is still better than anything Ichinose's ever cooked up, so it's all
Yeah,
good.
well, yeah. I mean, the bar is in hell, but yeah. All right, well, if that's what we've got for Chainsaw Man, the next is Ichinose Family. No, wrong
That
family.
shouldn't be next.
Yozakura Family.
Oh my God, Zen, are you good?
I'm sorry. You had me on the Ichinose on the brain, and it's the
Start
same
skipping,
fucking
dude.
name. You had a panic attack.
Oh my God.
No, I thought I was
Um,
away.
this new wedding plotline is such a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, it's actually interesting and fun again,
We're
which I
so
like.
back, dude. We're
hmm
so back.
All it took was making Taiyo take the lead again. I'm really
Yeah.
worried though that next chapter, now that he's like the only people that he doesn't have any dirt on are us and you, children, that
I
he's
mean,
gonna like take a back seat again, and he's gonna be like, "You show me how
I
you
hope
would
not.
solve this, children."
At least Taiyo will be involved, so maybe I'll be able to stomach it more. Um, I really, I love the fact that people are like afraid of him now because his reputation is like he's gained a reputation for being scary because he has nothing.
Yeah,
He's
I
like
love
too cool.
the
That's so
silencer on
cool.
it. Yeah,
That's so raw, dude.
it was like the little frame where they keep giving all his scary nicknames, and it's like all of them are
Yeah.
wrong,
Yeah.
untrue. He's just a nice guy.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Yeah, I really like that stuff. That was great. Um, I'm feeling real good about Yuzakura right now. We're
Yeah,
so back. Hopefully we don't go
it's
back to
easily the best that it's been since the kids were introduced, for
yeah.
sure.
And let's hope that your prediction is horrendously incorrect.
I wouldn't say prediction as much as it is horrifying fear, but it's
Inevitability.
possible. Yeah, unfortunate inevitability, but it was real good. I enjoyed it. I also like that the daughter does not want to be in this wedding either, because the trope for this is usually like the daughter wants it, so the dad goes way out of his way to make it happen,
Oh yeah,
to like
yeah,
make the
yeah,
daughter happy. But now it's like
yeah,
neither one of them want it. They just both like
yeah.
hate
That's
it.
cool. Um, yeah, good chapter.
Yeah, quality chapter, good stuff. Next is Kill Blue.
Uh, we have evaded the allegations for one more week.
Yeah, we continue to evade the allegations. I like how literally this entire chapter was him just being like, I dislike this.
Yeah,
This is I do not
yeah,
want to do this.
yeah. Um, Tenma being magically immune to hypnosis is funny, but I think it's cool. I think it works out for the best.
Yeah, I think it's a good gag, and also it kind of
Yeah.
makes sense. He's like, his whole thing. I'm assuming it's like a neurodivergence parallel, because earlier on he was like, I don't really get people. Like I don't
Yeah,
understand human like how to interact right. So tell me what to do
yeah.
and I'll do it. I assume it's more of that. Um,
I also think narratively, just him knowing Ogami's actual job is just good because like now we know for sure he's a mainstay.
yes, he's not leaving.
Yes.
Um, I don't know how I feel about these guys also transferring to the school. I don't
Yeah,
really
we'll see
love
about
that
that.
every time we beat someone, all of a sudden they have to like show up in.
How many openings are there in this fucking school,
I
man?
know. And how many hitmen
Uh,
are going to be able to conveniently pass as students?
I do think it also. I think it would be fair to be a little skeptical when Tenma was talking about how, oh, Ogami, I know you've murdered people, but you can just like get better. I do think in like another series, I would read that and I'd be like, okay, that's like some My Hero Academia ass dialogue. But like because it's Tenma and because he's like not all socially there or anything, and also he's like you say, he's got like neurodivergent parallels. Maybe his like understanding of the situation could just be a little skewed.
Yeah, well, because he doesn't really treat it like a you can change, you can be better. He's just like
Yeah,
confused.
yeah.
He's like,
He's just a kid. Like,
why do you have to leave? Like, I don't understand.
yeah, he's just a kid who doesn't have the best understanding of the things that are happening around him.
Yeah, which I think is good. Yeah, because he's just like, just simply don't. Like, I don't understand the issue.
Yeah,
Simply do not.
yeah. Just don't kill
Uh,
people, bro. It's that easy.
yeah. I also like when the hypnosis guy shows up wearing the girl's clothes and he gets really pissed
Oh yeah,
off. That was pretty good.
yeah,
And I also like the gag when Norn is all over him and
oh yeah,
he's a stick figure. He's like
yeah,
backing away as just a stick figure. I thought that was pretty funny too.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
It's all
it was
catchy.
good.
I
Yeah,
enjoy it
allegations evaded once again.
for now.
For now. For now. They highlighted in no uncertain terms that it would be like horrifying. So
Yeah, they keep every time it's brought up, Ogami's always like, "That's fucked up. I'm not
yeah,
gonna do. That's fucked
he
up."
always gets like 3 pages of like this is the worst possible thing ever. So
Why the fuck would I do that? Are you insane?
he literally said there's a special place in hell for people
Yeah,
like that. So
yeah.
hoping that we stay on the up and up. It is a manga, so at any point it could fall, but I have faith.
Oh god.
All right, next we have Akane Banashi, which was just kind of nothing this week, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I might not be the best judge because I always feel like it's just nothing. That's just
Yeah,
me personally.
yeah. I don't know. It was
Um,
just like they introduced this guy, and they're like,
I do
"Wow,
like him.
he's a cool." I like him too. Yeah, and they're like, "Wow, he's a cool guy." And then he's like on stage getting the audience hype, and they're like, "Yeah, he's just like hype and cool." And then they're like, "I think you're just like him," and I'm like, "What? It's not anything like this."
I don't know. Maybe some real Akane Banashi heads can
Yeah, well, I mean, I assume there's like
correct you in the
there's
comments.
something about it because like she likes to put on like a big performance and like upbeat
Yeah.
show and stuff. I don't know, but like I don't know. She does not remind me of this guy at all.
No, not in the slightest.
No,
But
but
that's all right. Maybe we're missing the crucial detail. I don't know.
yeah, it was fine. Again, I
We
feel
lack
like
the critical
the thing
information.
with Akane Banashi is I feel like they spend so much time like in between big moments where they're like gassing up the next big moment. And then we're
Yeah.
gonna now the big moment is just gonna be us watching him like do Rakugo for like 2 or 3 weeks while everyone goes, "Wow, he's really good at this thing.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, he Rakugos so hard." And then like that's it. That's just where we are.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the series, man. Like, you should better be strapped in.
Yeah, I guess that really is the whole series. And whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's never offensive. It's just kind of
It's
boring.
never offensive. It's just not for us, I don't think.
Yeah, it's just kind of boring.
But like,
Meathead
yeah,
podcasts.
it's not for us, but at the same time I also don't want to drop it because I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, I don't mind reading it. I'm never like, oh god, I have to
Yeah.
read a Akane Banashi. But I'm never moved. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I
same.
am simply here reading a Akane Banashi. I am not moved, but I am
I don't know,
here.
maybe someone in the comments will be like, "Can you please drop it because I love this series and you guys need to shut the fuck up about it."
I'm tired of hearing you read about it. Yeah, maybe.
And you know what? You know what? Fair, fair.
Yeah, I won't judge. That's perfectly
Yeah.
reasonable. All right, next then is Blue Box.
I like this chapter. It was
Yeah, I
fun.
thought it was cute.
Um,
I knew there was going to be some fucking misunderstanding. I knew it.
yeah. So I do enjoy the juxtaposition of the instant misunderstanding between like Kyo and Ayame, and then on the opposite end you have the immediate clearing up of any misunderstanding between Taiki and Shinatsu. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it feels like a really good what's the word for it? I guess marker of their growth because they don't need to do that shit anymore.
Yeah, they don't have to have like the uh-oh, am
Yeah,
I reading this wrong? It's just like no,
yeah.
like they can just
It's
tell each other
refreshing.
directly. Yeah, which is nice. And I like that they brought back the little douchey guy and they kind of gave him a little bit of less douche to him. He's still, I still hate him, but you know,
Yeah.
I'm glad he got a little bit of character. And yeah, as soon as that little fucking oops, I got the wrong idea. I was like, oh shit, because I kind of
Yeah.
like them. I think they're kind of cute together, but whatever.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not super locked into the love triangle stuff that might happen, but we'll see what's going on, I guess. I'll let it cook.
I still don't think it's gonna be a real love triangle. I think it's just gonna be like
Yeah.
both of them incorrectly think that the
I
person
think
likes somebody else.
we need Hina to also be a character that's progressed and tell them like, no, I'm not involved. Fuck off.
Yeah, like yeah, I still think it's gonna end up coming up between Ayame and Hina's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you
Yeah.
talking about?" Like,
You
no,
sound insane.
yeah, you sound crazy. Like, leave me alone. It's not that I'm not interested, and then it's just like
Yeah.
that's that. Yeah, that's my hope for it.
Hmm.
All right, then next we got Nue's Exorcist.
I didn't write any notes for this chapter, so you have to carry this one.
What am I supposed to be like feeling right now?
I need you to carry this segment, please.
I don't like he summons the big monster. First of all, this series is already committing what I consider to be like the cardinal sin of being like, oh my God, it's our first fight, and this guy has the most
It's the
powerful
strongest.
power in
Yeah.
the whole
It's the same.
world.
It's the same thing Kill Blue did, and I think when Kill Blue did it, we were also like, okay,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, where they're like, oh my God, it's the highest ranking hitman. Because
Yeah,
then it's
it's
like, where
the
do you go?
strongest thing I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Yeah, and so I mean, like Bleach did this a little, where like you got to see Bankai pretty early, but
Yeah.
Ichigo also like progressed to that point. It
Hmm.
wasn't like to set a thing up above his head where like, when is he gonna get Bankai? Like he just did it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was just kind of like a playing field. That was just a new power that everybody could do. This
Yeah.
like giving this speech of like only so and so people can even summon this crazy thing and all like
Yeah.
it
We're only
means
20
nothing to me.
chapters
We're
in,
20
man.
chapters in. Yeah, like I don't have a sense for like the power like scale here,
Hmm. Hmm.
so I don't know what to think about it. And then Nue is just like, oh, I'm also strong again. Is that
I'm
like her
also
real
very
form?
strong.
I guess. Um,
It's just a second weapon, I guess. Maybe it's her. I don't know.
well, I assume that her speaking like Japanese in the speech bubbles is meant to be that he can't understand her anymore. So
Yes.
they're like
Yes.
not linked together anymore. So I don't know if that's like she did something, but then she like obliterates. This guy summons the ultra mega almighty doom dragon Yu-Gi-Oh card looking thing, and then she kills
Yeah.
it in one hit. So like,
Yeah.
what am I meant to be getting out of this?
It's peak.
She's strong. Actually, he's got a even stronger. Oh, but she's the even stronger is like, and it doesn't like, a lot of series do that where they'll have a character that's just like just way too strong for everybody else.
Yeah.
Like All Might, Gojo, all that kind of stuff.
I mean,
But
yeah.
those
It's
characters
kind
are
of a
also
new thing.
cool and they do like cool things.
That's true. They are also cool.
Yeah, this is not very like interesting at all. Maybe because there's no action like choreography here. He summons a
Yeah.
monster, the monster's goop like kills everyone, but then doesn't, and then Nue just cuts it in half immediately. It's not a fight.
Yeah. Not really invested in the happenings, to be
Yeah,
frank.
it's like Goku and
As
Vegeta,
evidenced
like,
by me having no notes.
yeah, it's literally like Goku and Vegeta staring at each other and just like going up progressively higher levels of like Super Saiyan, but not
That is
actually hitting one another.
that is basically almost every new AA fight so far.
It
So you're
really
right.
is. Like, this is so boring.
Factually true.
It's so boring, dude. I don't even like, God, I don't know how you can read these fights and care at all
You
about what's
you
happening.
you make a fight between two of like the strongest people in the verse that we're aware of, and like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, like, well, because again, How are you gonna have like Gojo versus Sukuna in chapter 20? Like,
Dude, it's like
who gives a shit?
that little version of Gojo versus Sakuna in what was it, chapter 2 or 3 of
Yeah, when
Jujutsu
he's
Kaisen?
like beating him up on the rooftop of the
That
school.
was sweet, dude.
Like, I just don't, I don't get what I'm
Now,
supposed to be feeling right now.
I obviously when I saw that fight, I wasn't super invested because it was like chapter 3 or some shit, but like I was more interested than I am currently.
Well, yeah, because like, okay, in that little fight with Gojo versus Sukuna, like one, we never seen Gojo before.
Yes,
And two,
it's
like they
also
were making a big deal about like, uh-oh, this is like the biggest, baddest guy ever. He's gonna like go
yeah,
kill a bunch of people. And then Gojo just like mops him, but it's an
yeah,
actual fight. Like they're
it's also
hitting
just
each
like
other.
yeah, it's also just like a fraction of what they're also capable of, because
Yeah,
Sukuna is in Yuji and Gojo obviously doesn't want to fucking blow Yuji to bits, so
yeah. Well, like Sukuna's in Yuji, and we already have established that it's only one of the fingers of his. So like we
yeah,
know that he's got a higher like floor, and or like ceiling. And again, like they do things that make it
yeah,
visually interesting for you.
mhm.
Like they're fighting each other, and we see Gojo using Infinity because the rocks don't hit him, and we don't know what it is yet. And we're like, whoa, like why are all the fucking
Yeah,
rocks just
yeah,
hovering right there? That's crazy.
that's sweet.
Yeah, it's cool. This is just like she gets another sword and cuts the new thing in half. Like she cut
Yes,
the old thing in half and then he made a new thing and then she cut that in half.
I bet you didn't expect my second sword that makes me look different.
That yeah, my kimono sword that makes me speak in only the feudal Japanese. I don't know, man. I if any of these were like fights
uh,
to get interested in, that would be fine. But they don't
yeah,
feel like real fights. Like at least the girl whose name I already don't remember, and
yeah, that fight,
Gakuro, yeah, at
yeah,
least that was like a fight, right?
it
Like
had something going for
they did things to one another with which to do damage to them. This fight has just been like I have the biggest power. No, I have the biggest. Nah, I have the bigger power. They're not doing anything.
Yeah,
Even the one time he actually attacked her, it was just like a panel covered in slash marks.
yeah.
There was no like movement or like it's nothing.
It's not very. It's not great. It's not great.
It's so boring, dude. Whatever, let's move on to a much better series, which is
Oh, My
Two on
Hero.
Ice. No,
Oh.
no, I said a better series. Um, yeah, we're talking Two on
uh,
Ice, baby.
can I be honest with you?
Of course,
So,
absolutely.
I was about to take your silence as a no. This chapter was fine.
I like little bits of it. I like her shirt that
Yeah.
says I can skate a
Oh
little.
yeah.
I thought that was pretty
Yeah, that was
funny.
nice.
I think the gags in this are good in general. Like I like when he goes, "Oh, we can totally make it to the tournament if we copy one of the routines of hers that I already know because I watch her
Yeah.
obsessively." And everyone's reaction is like, "You're kind of a fucking freak.
I
You're a weird little guy."
For me personally, how do I put it? So I felt like this chapter was just like a little too much info dumping for me, and not enough
It
actually
was
capitalizing on chapter
definitely
one.
a lot of info dumping. Yeah.
I
It
didn't
kind of
really
has
fuck
the
with that
Akane
part.
Banashi problem where like no one gives a shit about ice skating, so you have to
Yeah.
explain like not just the conflict because like a series about fighting is like everybody knows what fighting is. Like you don't have to
Allegedly.
contextualize like combat immediately, but for fucking
Yeah.
ice skating or like Rakugo is like I dude I have no idea. So they have to spend all this time explaining to you just the basis of what their series is about before they can even get to like
Yeah.
the characters' difficulties with it, you know?
I felt like it spent too much time doing that too early on, and I think Akane did a better job of introducing the concepts to you over time.
Yes, I will definitely agree with that. Like
I
already chapter 2 is too early to bust out the charts, right?
Yes, I
Like
agree.
they had the whole like, oh, look at the comparison between their posture and position and all the and like the axis of their movement and it's like it's too early to bring out the charts, man.
Yeah.
Like do some character work first. Do some character work first.
Yeah. Um it just was way too much exposition, and I didn't fuck with it nearly as much as I fucked with chapter 1.
It also feels a little bit weird that they're like, "Oh, we're gonna do a tournament in a month. It's chapter 2.
Yeah,
Take it
yeah, that
easy."
was another thing. The time skip as well. Like the little time skip from like the training stuff. I was like, oh, okay. There goes the stuff that I might have wanted to see.
Yeah, like I feel like they should be spending more time getting to know each other. I don't know, but don't bust out the charts in chapter two. Just don't bust out the charts in chapter two. I feel
Yeah.
like that's fair. Again, if Kakashi busted out the chakra chart in chapter two, I'd have been like, bro, I don't want to read this right now. Have your characters fucking interact with each other a little bit, please.
Yeah.
There is some character work in here. Like their dynamic, I think, is still good. They still they still do it. They're not just like sitting in a classroom. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of like. Also, again, just like with Akane, it's hard to convey like the action of fucking ice skating in a way that makes me go like, whoa.
Yeah.
So they're like, wow, they did a double toe loop, and I'm like, I don't.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
but that's crazy. Anyway, like I don't know. I like the two main characters. I like their interaction. I don't think the
Yeah.
series is gonna make it in the long haul if they don't like really start making the character relationships more of a focus. So like Blue Box, right, where like
Yeah.
the character stuff was all at the forefront. Because if you're gonna focus so hard on the ice skating that becomes like what the audience should be invested in, I don't think it's gonna happen. But
Yeah. I'll let
we'll
it cook.
see.
I'll see where it
We'll
goes.
see. Next is actually My Hero Academia.
Best series in Jump, dude.
I'm so like, what? What's his plan? Is okay. So explain to me the theory that Bakugo is gonna show up here.
Oh, I think it's a given. So basically, here's how I see it. Um, Deku can't both save All Might and defeat Shigaraki, and it's obvious that he's overwhelmed right now from this chapter. Um, so I think it's essentially a given that it'll be, Horikoshi parallel merchantitis. Or I guess this isn't necessarily a parallel, but because Bakugo feels responsible for the fall of All Might, he can now save Toshinori here.
But he fucking exploded. Like,
Well, yeah, but like, let's be real though. We know he's coming back. Like, it's not even a question.
I guess, man. I just don't understand how like this fucking skeleton man can take all this damage and mostly just be fine. Like he could barely breathe in the beginning of the series without dying.
He's
Now
been
he's
better.
like, yeah, clearly he's been working out with his non-existent muscles.
Um,
I don't, man, I don't know.
so where I wanted to start is I know there's some frustration in the fandom about the start of Deku versus Shigaraki being off screened, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't care for a couple reasons. Well, actually, I guess it's just one reason. Um, we know that most of the meat of the fight is probably going to be safer on screen because Horikoshi's not that fucking stupid, I think. And second,
Eh.
and second, all we've missed is Deku punching really hard, so I'm fine. It'll be all
Yeah,
right.
well, I mean, I'm never super invested in MHA fights because that's usually just all they
Yeah.
are. But like, it does feel really weird to me that all of this stuff is happening concurrently. So we know that
Mhm.
Deku and Shigaraki are actively fighting one another while all this other
Yeah.
shit is going on, and it
Yeah.
just seems like we can't get a minute of focus on it.
No, we
Like even
cannot. I think
now,
I think we're gonna
we're
switch
only
now. Hopefully.
well, I feel like we have to. But even
Yeah.
then, it feels like we're only getting focus on these two because it relates to what's happening in the other less
Oh
important
yeah yeah
thing
yeah
that's going on.
yeah for sure.
It's just it feels weird, and I just don't. I'm not invested at all in if All Might dies or not. I know a lot of people are. Like it's all over my
Yeah.
fucking Twitter feed. All Might, no. Like
I don't
I
think he's
don't.
gonna die.
I don't care if he does or not. Uh, but man, this has been dragged out for so fucking long.
hmm
When did these two start fighting? When is the first time he put the Iron Man suit on?
I think it's
396. Is that
been
right?
maybe. I'm not exactly sure anymore.
396 is they're actively fighting in it. Yeah, okay.
Right.
395 was Toga going to the birds.
Right.
So they've been fighting for 7 weeks. So like going on
Hey,
2 straight months
hey,
of
be
just
real. There's been
this.
breaks. There's been breaks. It's been like 3 or 4 months.
7 weeks of well, okay, fair. 7 weeks of published content.
Yeah.
But probably like 3 months of time of these two just like hitting each other,
Hitting each
and
other
it
really hard.
it just feels like really pointless like spectacle that doesn't mean anything
Yeah.
because whether he dies or not, like if the theory that Bakugo arrives right here and saves him at the last minute is true or not, um, does it really make that big of a difference to like where having all this extra stuff happen around the final battle instead of preceding it feels so
hmm
weird to me because it's too late to change like the context of the final fight. Like they're fighting
Mhm.
regardless. There is no outcome to this other than Deku and Shigaraki finish beating the shit out of each other. And then, maybe he kills Shigaraki, maybe he doesn't. I don't know. But like
Mhm.
killing All Might isn't going to make him more or less invested in the fight than he already is right now.
Yeah.
You can't like it almost feels like a cheap way to emotionally charge the fight, but because he's already actively in the fight, like
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like part of it is just comes from the fact that Shigaraki and Deku don't have any actual beef with each other. So
Yeah,
it
it's
feels
more of
like
a
you need something else in there to make Deku emotional
Mhm.
in this fight, because otherwise it's just like two guys. It's like the Sukuna Gojo thing, where like this is neat, but it's just two dudes hitting each
Mhm.
other that don't really care. I don't know, man.
Um
I don't know.
so All Might going against everything his story was about to go kill himself, worrying everybody along the way, not telling a single person about his plan, and disrupting the entire plan by not telling anybody about his suit of armor, only to then be dragged like a corpse to Midoriya to be used against him is like it's just like this is peak character assassination. Like I don't think I've seen anything like it.
Yeah, yeah. I above everything else, I think the one that's the most egregious to me is the not revealing the suit of armor ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, he was trying to not get into the fight and he only went out because it was a last resort or whatever." But like that means
I
that
feel
you're
like you should
telling me
still
that
tell people what you had.
right, one, you can still tell people you fucking had it because this is
Mhm.
literally a fight for like the fate of the world. So why are
Mhm.
you like, I'll see if I need it. Right? You would just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also like you're telling me that All Might is okay with not using like he's watching all of his students get maimed and like beaten to
Yeah.
death. Like the only reason Uraraka is still alive is because Toga decided to give her a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Shoto is
Bakugo's dead
like
currently.
the only reason that Shoto is still alive is that a bunch of his like non-combatant family members rushed the battlefield.
Yeah.
Bakugo's dead, and everyone's like, "Well, All Might doesn't know that," and it's like, "But
How would he
does it
not?
matter?" One, I don't really know how he wouldn't, but two, does it matter if he
Yeah.
explicitly knows it or not? Because the
Also,
problem is that he made a conscious decision that could inevitably lead to this conclusion.
also, they know that Deku was gone. Like Deku didn't make it to the fight.
Yeah, they
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 know that,
announced that to everyone.
and I feel like you have to know they're probably dead. Everyone there is probably dead.
Yeah, like they're fighting Satan, right? Like, what do
Yeah.
you want from them? And it's like it doesn't matter how much he knows in the moment because you're telling me that this character and everyone's saying this whole thing about him right now is that like he's a self-sacrificing hero, he's going to save everyone no matter what, but like he's not. He's jumping in
He's
after
just
they're
a
all
dude.
already dead.
Yeah, he's just a dude who jumped in after everyone was already dead, failed to communicate his plans, and now is getting himself killed. Even though I don't think he's gonna die, but like like the implication is basically still there that
Well,
he's
right,
essentially
like
killing
if he
himself.
doesn't die, it's because he's rescued. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And so like even then you have to I guess like he stopped all for one sort of with this like super weirdly specific plan that also stopped working
Yeah.
because the whole thing was like he's going to distract All for One, and then All for One won't get to Shigaraki, but he still did. And then in this
Yeah.
chapter, he was like, "Hey, keep looking at me," and All Might's like, "No, I'm going to do my plan." Like, shut up. That's a stupid plan to think
Yeah.
that I would just not do my plan so I could beat you up. I'm going to do both. Um, I don't know, man. I don't know like how you can look at what All Might's doing right now and be like, "Oh my God, All Might, you're so great. Like
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
so sad." It's like he's a fucking idiot. He's a dumb guy.
Yeah, man. I stupid. This is a stupid series.
He had a fucking suit of armor that like melted All for One's insides. Why was
Yeah.
he not with Endeavor fighting him?
Dude, I'm pretty sure I've said this every week. If you had All Might in his fucking Iron Man suit at the original All for One fight when he was at his weakest ever in universe, oh my god, it was so over.
I just don't. Yeah, like what would he have done? Because you have like he tanked the prominence burn sort of right. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what made
He
him
only
start
tanked it because he had
rewinding.
to rewind.
Right. Yeah. He started rewinding it. So that like kind of would have beat him. But imagine that he eats the fucking prominence burn and that stupid giant Aoyama laser at the same time.
Yeah, dude, it's just like it's ridiculous, man.
And if you have the suit of armor there, that can tank the laser beam multiple times. I don't want to hear that bullshit that there's only one shield because it came back
No,
and it
it's
did it
just
again.
he was depleted 66%, dude.
If it came back and did it again, like Endeavor and Hawks wouldn't also be like dead. Like
Yeah.
it feels like their entire plan is like we're gonna do this one thing, and then we're gonna wait for that one thing to get beat by whatever the villains do, and then we're gonna do the next thing, which is a
Yeah.
really shitty plan. It's a terrible plan. I don't know, man.
It
This is dumb, and it feels really dumb that like they're just kind of throwing action figures on the board to be like, this is the
yeah.
next thing that's gonna make the fans go, wow, super cool, awesome. All Might's getting his ass beat.
All Might's dying for no fucking reason.
All Might's dying for no reason while making crazy slasher faces, and it's like, wow, I'm
Yeah.
super invested.
Oh,
I
but
don't know,
the
man.
art is so cool though, so it's cool. It's awesome actually.
I just don't like. I don't know,
Also,
man. I don't
I like that we get the first crumb of Deku ever like having a coherent thought in this entire 100 chapter act, and it's him
know.
saying he doesn't cry.
Yeah,
You cried like a week ago for
you cried like
Alabama.
the night before the battle. Like,
Yeah, what do you mean? When did you ever make that fucking promise, bro? Come on.
yeah, I don't know. I
Also, don't make that promise. That's a stupid promise.
Yeah, the number of times that the series is like, actually, it's okay to cry about stuff because you have
Yeah,
feelings.
that's a stupid thing to promise, Deku. Don't do that.
Yeah, dumb thing. This is all very dumb, and it's like, hey, how does the vestige signal its departure in advance? What the fuck do you mean?
He's heading out.
The like, oh, the flame in the vestige is burning out because All Might's about to die, but like, how does it know that? Like, he's
Yeah,
not
just leave. He's
he's
speeding up.
not like, laying on the ground actively dying. He's blowing himself
Yeah,
up with a bomb.
yeah.
So the vestige is just like, is it gonna come back if Bakugo
I
saves him? He's gonna be like, just
I
kidding,
love
the bomb didn't go off.
I love the implication that like All Might's trump card is a relation to Bakugo's power killing himself. Like, I think that's funny. I think that's pretty funny. I don't know if the comedy was intended on Hori's part, but I like it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. It's
The
fine.
series is washed.
It's a little washed. Yeah, I don't know,
A
man.
little. A little washed, yeah.
It's a little washed. It's not been washed enough to become clean. I'll say that.
True, true,
It
true.
is it is
What's that?
just
What's that one meme on Twitter where it was like my mom asked me if I did the dishes and I told her Kohei Horikoshi. She smiled. She knew they were washed.
she knew they were washed. Yeah. Oh man. I don't know. Anyway, I'm moving on. This shit is bad.
Okay, fair enough.
Next up is Jujutsu Kaisen.
I'll let you lead. This is your wheelhouse here.
Yeah, what's going on, man? What the fuck is happening? So like Kashima's here, I don't care.
Yeah.
Hakari's here, kind of do care. Kind of raw entrance,
Hey. Mm.
kind of neat. Um, I I'm significantly more invested in watching him fight Oraume because that's a fight where there might actually be like a conclusion that is not expected, obvious to the reader.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, Kashimo's curse technique, just being like he gets covered in goop, was not very exciting. I was,
You
they,
unveiled my goop technique.
yeah, I now have the goop blaster or whatever the fuck this is. It was like,
The gloop
dude,
warp, dude. He's got gloop
yeah,
warp from
he's
Alpha.
got the opposite of the gloop warp. He's got the gloop charge. I don't know, like, oh, he gets crazy strong and he, can do like things. But I'm watching this like, okay, this is not something that could have beaten Gojo, for example.
Mhm.
So what I don't understand how it's supposed to beat Sukuna, but then like
So,
he blasts him with the lightning, like the same way that he blasted Hikari, right? And Hikari like his
yeah.
auto heal countered it.
Mhm.
But then Sukuna just turned back into his original body, which I guess he could do
So,
the whole time.
the way I see it, um, I never really cared about Kashimo and Hikari. I don't think that's a secret at all. Um, I doubly don't care considering Gojo just fucking died. Like, I really don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's killing off like one of the most major characters that you have, and
Yeah.
then being like, okay, time for the next fight is like
And
immediately
it's
is
fucking
crazy.
Kashimo? Like, what?
Yeah,
I don't care.
it's like did you see the one tweet that was like to give Naruto readers an example of what happens? Imagine that Kakashi just
Yes.
got murdered and then Asuma Sensei steps up and he's like,
Yes.
"It's my turn."
Yeah.
Um yeah, I don't give a shit about this. I don't know. Like, I guess the thing Yorozu gave him is like a maraca. I don't.
I don't know.
The lightning maraca, which is immediately rendered useless because Kashimo's immune to electricity.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Also, dude, what is with the fucking dialogue in this series all of a sudden? Is it the translate? Like, what is it? I don't. I'm genuinely asking anyone in the in the viewership that knows. Is the translator just terrible? Because like
Could be.
I thought when we got rid of the inviolability shit that it would at least be done. But it's
They added a
still
worse one.
so bad. Yeah, dude, it's so awful. Like I have to read this shit 3 or 4 times to even comprehend what the fuck he's
I mean,
saying.
yeah, I've seen people complaining about the translator, so it's probably. I think I don't take this as fact because I could be misremembering what I saw as a tweet, and tweets are always notably very credible. I think someone said um, that there is a new translator for this chapter, or they went back to an old one or something. I don't remember. Some shit like that.
Well, I thought there was a new one last week, but then the translator's name in this one is the same as the old one. So maybe it was like
Oh, is
one
it?
chapter he didn't do or something. It was
Maybe,
I don't
yeah.
know. But dude, like it's so clunky and shitty
Hmm.
to read. Like, Jesus, dude. The cliffhanger being the narrator saying Sukuna has a way to repair flesh only once, besides the reverse curse technique. He can do so by resuming transformation as a curse taking fleshly form, which he had purposely interrupted before. Dude, what about that is supposed to get me excited for the next chapter? Like, that's just terrible, like, verbiage. It's awful. Um, remember the fan theory that he needed Megumi's body to restore his old body because that like he was going to use the Ten Shadows to do it? Apparently, he
Yeah.
could have just done it whenever he wanted to do it, and
I
simply
guess I don't
chose
know.
not to do so.
Yeah, I'm. I'm not super familiar with it, so I won't speak on it. I'm not the JJK guy around these parts.
Well, the
So.
theory for the long time there was a long running theory that he wanted Megumi's power way before he ever
Hmm.
took his body.
Hmm.
Um, back in like Shibuya era, people were like, okay, he's actively keeping Megumi alive. He literally said, "I need that boy to do a thing." So
Hmm.
I have some sort of plan for his power. And everyone thought
Yeah.
that that was going to be restoring his original body because there's like a whole, again, it's the Buddhist shit, but there's a whole thing of like how the Ten Shadows is supposedly tied to like an old like resurrection thing, and he was going to revive
Hmm.
his old body and then go back into it once he no longer needed Megami. But
Hmm.
apparently he could just have done it whenever he wanted to. Like he just
Yeah, he
could
just
do
got
that.
better.
Yeah, he just got better. Yeah, he just healed up. Um,
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Maybe there's some nuance to it that I'm just not familiar with. I'm not entirely sure.
Maybe I don't know. And like, so this chapter was just the Kashimo action figure beating up the Sukuna one, and then next week he's gonna get washed by Sukuna like immediately. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The only thing that's kind of neat, I guess, is that the really old drawing of like full Sukuna, like the full-bodied one,
Yeah.
he was holding this thing in it from like it was like the drawing from
Yeah.
like arcs and
I
arcs and
remember.
arcs ago.
I remember Pineapple posted it, and that's why I was
Yeah,
familiar with it.
yeah, he was holding this little guy. Uh, so I don't know. Like I guess he'll get more of his little goop. Like also it's an
Something.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
My prediction: something will happen.
Characters will keep punching each other
Yeah.
over
Uh,
and over again.
Given that Yuji was practicing some form of body swap technique or some shit, I definitely don't think Megumi is dead.
No,
If
because
he
at that
is,
point, why do you even have the body swap
yeah.
technique, right?
If
Like, what's
he
it for?
if he is this, I don't. The series might be more washed than I ever could have thought.
I think I imagine that he switches bodies and then Yushi's just like, oh my god, I'm in a dead
He
body.
just
Like I
collapses
can't.
to the
Yeah,
ground.
I can't move. Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no fucking idea. I really hope that we see something that's worth getting invested in. Like, let
Mhm.
me see Yuta and Yuji fight this guy at the same time. Like,
Yeah.
that would be fun. That would be interesting. That would be a fight with some emotion in it.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
watching
I'll gi-
Kashimo fight this guy.
I'll give it this much: if Megumi is dead, it would be very fucking funny. So if it happens, like I'll have fun with it at least.
It would be funny if they're like, "Oh man, Megumi's just dead now." That's
Megumi and
crazy.
he lost 3 times in one fight.
Oh man, I don't know. I just don't really care about this. It's fine. Kashimo is doing the punches, and Sukuna's getting
Yeah.
punched, and then he powered up, and then next week he's gonna do the punching, and it's like, okay, fine, whatever.
I'm sorry. I also just can't care about Hikari versus Urame. I really don't give a shit, man.
It the only reason I care is that it's a fight where I don't automatically know the winner. It's
Fair
11
enough.
weeks
Fair
in
enough.
advance, you know?
I just I can't care about anything that's happening now that Go just did.
Yeah, I saw a big thing on Twitter the other day that was like clues that Gojo is coming back, and I'm like, y'all gotta just stop, let it go.
I mean, I'm still gonna think there's a chance he comes back, but
Maybe
I'm not banking on it. Let's put it that way.
I don't know. I At this point, just let Sukuna fight Yuji and just let's just be done with it. Let's just get it over with, man. If we're gonna, I don't want to watch him fight one by one by one by one for the next 38 characters. Like, you're
At
trying
the
to
Muto
hype
section,
Kashimo to
trust me.
me. You're trying to hype Kashimo to me, and it's not working. And if you go out there and you're like, oh shit, Kusakabe is here, I'm gonna be like, all right, dude.
Oh
Like,
my god. We'll skip that week. Don't worry.
I still want to know what was up with the Miwa panel, man. Does
Dude,
Miwa have some
she
badass
will
new power?
defeat Sukuna.
She's
Trust me.
gonna drop Sukuna with the new power that
Yeah.
she gained walking through Sendai Colony.
It's gonna be so sick. All three fans across the world
There's
will
gonna be
clap.
so much clapping. There's gonna be so much clapping when that happens.
Yep,
All
exactly.
right, next we've got we're in top three territory now, I believe. So it looks like we're gonna be doing Martial Master first.
Um, I enjoyed the. I'm not exactly sure what to call it. The underlying sentiment of like, hey, you should know when to call it quits. Otherwise, you're like kind of a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, I liked a little bit where he was like, "Why do I have to be the one worried about breaking your
Yeah,
arm?" Like,
yeah. And there was also like that one panel where he was like, should I break his arm? No, 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 no. That's a bad fucking idea. Don't do that. Don't do that.
yeah, he was literally like, "I could." Is that what I
Yeah.
have to do here?
Is that what I should do because he's not tapping out? Um, and I there's also kind of some foreshadowing, I guess you could say, with now squeezing her arm and like impugning the guy for being too stubborn to admit defeat, leading to an injury.
Yeah,
So I guess we have a clue as to what her injury was caused by.
yeah, and that was what she did in the past. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I like it, dude. This series is really nice.
yeah, it's cool. And I also like how they're like, this guy is literally just like a fucking amateur. Like he has no experience
Yeah,
at all. He's just doing, he's
Rose
just
button
running in and
mashing.
doing thing. Yeah, he's just mashing buttons.
Not what I expected for the second fight, but I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I like that. We're getting a bit of an actual fight, and I kind of like the thing where at first it's like, oh, he's a total amateur, just go out and beat his ass. But then he kind of counters with like, yeah, I don't have any formal training, but I've fought
I'm a
people with
brute.
formal training 100
Yeah.
times. Like, I still have experience, even if I'm not
hmm
formally trained. I thought that was
hmm
a good
And I'm still a
little
brute at the end of the
juxtaposition.
day.
Yeah, I'm fucking, I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
I thought that
So
was
I
interesting.
think the fact that we're going into a second round is cool, and I'm interested to see how Nito even approaches it now.
Yeah, I like that he said he had an idea, and I kind of
Yeah.
like when he said he had an idea. The guy was like, "If you break his arm, like I'm pulling you out of the match."
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I'll be seated.
Yeah, I am here. Next up is Sakamoto.
Where are my sock? Oh, here they are. I love, dude, the fucking gag of the guy reading the paper and like checking the news online, and their representative form is just a fucking gun barrel.
Yeah,
That's
like
so
reading
peak.
the gun barrel, reading it off the
That's so
laptop
peak.
screen.
Yeah. That's like peak Weekly Shonen Jump gag. I like
It's
that a lot.
such a yeah, it's a great one. I also like again the cool ways that they're doing like the bullet combat where he
Yeah.
shoots the steering wheel of the car to make it the car turn and crash into him.
Uh-huh.
Super
And
cool.
like the move at the end where like the way I can shoot him is if I tank the shot and shoot exactly where that bullet came from.
Yeah, shoot right along where the trajectory
Yeah,
arc of the
the
bullet
bullet's
came from.
trajectory. That's
Yeah,
hard. That's hard as fuck.
it's super cool. Like he looks down the scope and then moves his head to the side at the last second, so
Yeah,
it just hits like his hair.
I'm gonna say it again, New Age Exorcist. You're in the same magazine as fucking Sakamoto Days. Come on,
Yeah,
like
for God's sake.
read a few volumes and then pull something out, okay?
Hmm.
Go take a week break, read some
Yeah,
take some
read some
notes.
Sakamoto. I also really like the gag where everyone's like, what's his deal? Why does he hate you? And he's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh my god, he's telling me, he's just going through it in his head right now. And Sakamoto's like, oh, that's really convenient.
That's really convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a good gag too.
I also think the portrayal of like the civilians in this series is just funny.
Yeah, they're
Like
all
there's
just
a
like
sniper
weirdos.
battle and they're just chilling and they're like, "You want some water?" Like you chill.
Uh-huh.
You good. Good
Oh
chapter. I liked
man.
it.
Yeah, I love Sakamoto Days. It's got like an unmatched energy right now that it's just like having
Hmm.
fun. I
Hmm.
like that. It's not trying to be high art, and it's just having a good
Yeah.
time. Oh, and I like the reveal too of like, oh, I don't want Sakamoto to go because he killed the guy I
Yeah.
got famous for killing. Actually, I didn't even do
Yeah.
that. Um, and then the picture of the gun barrel reading the
Yeah.
laptop, the one of the gun barrel looking at the painting in
Yeah.
the magazine
Oh
is
my
really fucking
god,
funny.
dude. That gun barrel. I'm now just hoping that we never get to see the actual form of this person.
Yeah, I never want to see his face. I want him to always be a gun barrel.
Yeah.
The one where he's like trembling in like anger, and it's just the gun barrel like angrily shaking. It's
Yeah.
so good.
Good shit.
Oh man.
Good shit every week.
Yeah, Sakamoto's so fucking great.
Hmm.
All right, next we got Mamayuyu.
I think the continent being shaped like a cross is way too crazy to be coincidental, and there's probably going to be some like overarching world building or lore implication.
Yeah, there's some fucking reason why it is literally
Yeah.
shaped like a cross. Yeah.
I also love, I fucking love it how the demon guy, I don't remember his name, saying that like, oh, the men should be born strong or whatever, and in the same chapter, Corleo finds power in something that's not traditionally masculine.
Hmm.
Like he finds his power in his emotion. I think that's cool. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's good. I don't really like the uh-oh, I'm touching a girl, I'm freaking out thing. Like
Yeah,
that's
look,
getting a little
the
weird, but
look, we gotta get those reader surveys up, right?
yeah, we gotta get worried about cancellation. We gotta get the readers writing in.
Introduce a woman stat.
Introduce a woman and make him be a super fucking freak around her as much as you possibly can. Um,
Let's just hope it doesn't stick around too much.
yeah, I hope not. And I like the little reveal that like, oh, the mark on his fucking hand makes him stronger. Makes him
Mhm.
like I guess he can use it as an amp kind of thing. Um, I don't really want the weird girl to be like a team member. I think it's a little too early to start
Mhm.
giving him like team members because he's still like supposed to be learning himself. Um, but I really like this chapter too. I like their little fight on top of the train. That was a very cool environment to have a
Yeah,
little fight in.
yeah, it's cool. I'm locked in. I'll
Yeah,
see what's cooking. Hopefully, this being cringe around women thing
yeah,
doesn't last too long.
yeah. The action was also like I liked the locale. The actual action was kind of
Yeah,
a little
I
not
guess
great. A lot
you
of
might be
still
able to
panels
argue.
of
Yeah,
hitting.
you could argue it was intentional. I guess we'll see when we get like an actual fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not like a training fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a training fight. He's not trained. He's not smart. He's not good at it. So maybe it'll evolve as the fights evolve. That'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah, I can get behind that. I'm
It's a
a
little felt.
stickler for action choreography. You're
Yeah.
like you said, you're in a magazine with Sakamoto Days. There's no excuse. But all in all, it was good. I really like the world.
Yeah.
I like the fantasy elements in it. They seem very
Mhm.
like earnest. It's not
Mhm.
being weird about the fact that it's using like fantasy D&D style like era trope kind of things.
Yeah.
I'm for it. I'm all for it. All right, next up we got Kagurabachi.
I actually enjoyed this one.
I like this one a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
like the
the
guy when he's not being like a super big edge lord. It kind of seems like they moved away from that. Like now
No,
he's
I
just kind
was
of a
gonna
dude.
say the juxtaposition of like this cookie cutter lab created edgelord MC, and then he's like, "Oh, like this child has similar circumstances to me. I'm gonna take her out to eat, even though I know that the information she has, she's probably like fucking around, right? Like I'm still gonna give her some food, and that's cool. Like the
Yeah,
expanded
like the
characterization
comedy
for
is also
Kiburo.
good for a
Yeah.
series that is like super. The famous for being like edgy and stuff
Mhm.
is really fun. Like when he asks her if she wants something to eat and she orders the food, and then she's like, "Wow, you'll really take me out." And he's like, "You already told me the food that you wanted. Like, you
Yeah.
don't need to play anymore. That like I won't
Yeah.
do it."
I
Um,
liked more Chihiro characterization that's not just I'm edgy. I thought that was nice.
Yeah, because they like
I
his little friend being like,
Yeah,
he's habitually good at taking care of other people. Like I thought that was
yeah,
good.
and I that the scene in the diner itself with like the ever mounting tension as you see a guy with a unique design walk in, he sits behind him, and you're like obviously you know that this guy is unique. Something's going to happen. I thought that was well done. And we're finally gonna get a Kagurabachi fight, which is gonna be cool. I don't really count chapter one as much because like I don't think
It's
it was
just
really a
him
proper
murking a
fight.
bunch of dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see how Kagurabachi does actual fights, and I think that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Also, I've seen people clowning the bad guy's character design. It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, he's just got like he's a little bit of weird. A lot of anime characters are just like a little bit
Yeah,
weird.
it's fine. I
Yeah.
didn't think too much of anything about it actually.
Yeah, I think he's just like a bad guy character design.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the fight. I kind of like that he has eased up on being like Sasuke. He's not being
Yeah.
Sasuke as
Yeah.
much anymore. He's just kind of like a little no nonsense at this point, which is fine. And I
Yeah.
like his little friend, the guy, whatever his name is. I don't know
Yeah.
his name.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, I don't know his name, but I like him. He provides a good counterbalance to like because
Yeah.
Chihiro's clearly supposed to be like the straight man who's just like a
Mhm.
guy while all this weird shit happens around him. I like it. I'm looking forward to next week for sure. It's one of the
Mhm.
ones where I'm most excited for the next chapter of
Yeah,
anything
same
this
honestly.
week.
Kagurabachi might have it, dude.
It might be good, man.
Yeah.
It started with the memes and everyone's like, haha, this is the Morbius of anime. This sucks actually. And then actually it's like, oh, it's pretty good.
Dude,
Kagurabachi might have it. It might be. It might be it.
My Kagurabachi video is gonna go insane. When I pull
Yeah,
out the Buddhist analysis and shit, dude, it's gonna be insane.
he he might be him. That's all I'm saying. This might be it.
Yeah, I'll be seated.
Yeah, I am firmly in my seat, waiting to see
Mhm.
what happens here. All right. Then the last one we got is Undead Unluck.
I liked the lore about the master rules. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, that was cool. I really like the team shot at the end there. That was cool.
Hmm. For master rules, it's kind of always something that I've wondered throughout the series. Like, I feel like some rules have to exist, and I guess death was probably like the first one that existed. Because like I don't know when Uma Galaxy got added, I was like, oh really? That's not a thing that existed already.
Yeah, that like has to
Yeah,
fundamentally exist. Yeah.
yeah. So I think master rules are cool. Um, and it makes me wonder if like if a rule like death, because I feel like death had to have been the first master rule, and it makes me wonder if death is maybe on some like higher elevation than the other rules, even
I
even
would
above
think
like master
so.
rules.
Yeah, probably. Um,
It's like the rule.
well, yeah, because the universal constants still exist.
Yeah,
I mean, I can't imagine that, or maybe you could. I don't know, but I can't imagine that like you could just go kill death and then nobody dies anymore in this loop,
yeah. Like
right?
how would that work? That'd be
Because
crazy.
the whole point of the loop is that everyone like is gonna die, right? So if you kill death,
Yeah.
wouldn't that checkmate the whole point of the loop? Um, I
Let
don't,
me
I don't
grab
know, man.
Undead Luck again. Let me look through the chapter again. Um, that will never disappear. So like, if death is a master rule, that means it can never disappear to begin with. So I think death could be a master rule, but I also do wonder if it's something greater than a master rule. Like if there's a level above master rule.
Yeah, like yeah, there's got to be something that's just like
Hmm.
fundamental concepts like that
Yeah,
that
like
can't be
like the
fucked with.
the god of this universe like made death, and obviously he's like, well, I don't want you to fucking undo that. It's stupid. So
Right? Yeah, like because yeah, I think you're right. It's gonna have to be
yeah.
something that's even better than that.
Also, by the time we record our next episode, the anime will have started. I think, right?
I think so. Yeah,
I
I
think
think
it
so.
starts Friday.
Which is pretty cool. I'm not super eager for that first episode. I will not be watching,
Nope, it's good.
but
I will. I'll watch it. I'll take one for the team.
to suffer through that shit. Well, tell me
Yeah.
if you like it. I will not be watching.
Dude, I'm gonna
Um,
message you on a Friday night. I'm gonna be like, Zen, they got rid of the rape.
dude, if they get rid of the rape, I'm tuned in. But if they keep the rape, then I'm gonna sit back a bit until we get our
Yeah,
feet
I'll
underneath us. We
handle it.
stop
Don't worry.
being the
I'll
rape
handle
series.
it. I'm
It's
excited for it.
so
For everything
crazy
past episode
looking
one.
at chapter one Fuko and then looking at Fuko in like these chapters. It's like
Yeah,
night and day. It's completely
yeah,
different. It's insane.
yeah. She's probably one of the best protagonists in Shonen Jump right now, right? Let me
She's
think.
got. I think she's got to be my favorite of any of them
We
right
have
now.
we have Yuji who has been on the back. He's been on
Yuji
the
has
back
not done
burner
shit since what's the last thing he even
for
did? Fight
for
Sukuna
centuries.
with Maki with him?
Got his ass beat. Yeah.
Yeah, I got fucked up by Sukuna. Hadn't done shit since then.
Deku's
Um,
definitely not up there.
Deku has not done anything on screen until like right now, and all he's doing is
Yeah.
like I'm very sad about other things that are happening.
Two on
Uh,
Ice, Mamayuyu just started. Sakamoto, he's fine. I don't think he's the best MC though.
he's fine. Yeah, well, Sakamoto like the whole series kind of pulls the weight. I don't think there's anything
Yeah.
super like stand out about him. Obviously not new as Exorcist.
Gakuro, Gakuro not cracking top 20.
No, no.
Asumi's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean Denji's up there.
True, true.
I don't know who you would consider the protagonist of Blue Box, whether it's Taiki or Chinatsu or both. Um,
Probably Taiki, I guess.
they're both fine.
Yeah.
Too early for Kill Blue guy. I do like him, but it's
Yeah.
probably too early. I would have said Taiyo's up there if he didn't get replaced by his terrible children.
Yeah, so I guess yeah, it
Yeah,
probably is
it's got to
Fuko.
be like Fuko and Denji for me probably,
Yeah.
or Asa I guess is like the new one, but whatever, they're both fine.
Rest in peace, Ashibi, bro.
Yeah,
Gone too soon.
yeah, poor man. Was the curse of not having Gooner content in his first 20 chapters. He got defeated by that.
He should have gooned at least once in his first
He
volume,
should
dude.
have, yeah, dude. He had a chance. Remember they brought in that girl that trained him, and he's like, "Oh my God, that girl's really
Yeah,
cute," but he didn't goon hard enough.
he didn't
He
goon.
should have had a nosebleed, and then she should have fallen over and like gotten her shirt wet from it, and then
The
her
author
boobies would
had
have
too
been visible.
much. The author had too much integrity for Weekly Shonen
Yeah,
Jump.
and it's crazy because he started the series with like a big crazy woman, which usually is like what you need,
Yeah.
right? Because like Fabricant
Didn't work for Red
100 is
Hood.
like a giant psycho like mommy character. Like
Well,
that
it didn't work for Red Hood.
it didn't it worked for Red Hood for a bit. People
A
still
little
talk
bit.
about Red Hood that like Red Hood was some
Well,
sort of treasure that got ruined. It was not that good.
how many chapters did Red Hood get? It was
Oh
19, so
Jesus.
it worked better for Fabricant.
Yeah, it worked a little bit 18 chapters for Red Hood. Yeah, it worked a little bit better for Fabricant than it did for Red Hood.
Yeah.
Man, I uh, I don't know, man. Canceled stuff is weird.
Yeah.
It's also rare that like I feel pretty confident in Mamayuyu and Kagurabachi at least. I don't feel super confident in Two on Ice, but that's just because of the kind of thing that it is.
Yeah. We just started, so I'll let it cook. If I had to pick out a series that I think would get axed next, definitely not New Ways, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
Um,
not. Kill Blue is also fine.
um,
It does crazy good.
yeah, honestly, yeah, it might
Ichi
be
no or
Two on
Icehead
Ice.
Gil, Icehead Gil or
Oh, I forgot there
Ichinose.
were other series that we don't read. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. There's stuff that we don't read that's also published.
I have no idea how Icehead is doing.
I have literally never heard anything about it. You know how
Yeah,
every time we say that we hate a series and we're not going to watch it, or we're not going to read it, and there's always people
yeah,
in the comments like, "I can't believe you're not doing." Like the guy who like gave you a bunch of shit for not reading Chojin X.
yeah.
Um, we said that we don't and never will read Icehead Gil, and not a single person was like actually bothered by that. There was one
Yeah,
guy who made a comment about it, and it was very clearly like intentionally facetious. Like no one gives a
yeah.
shit about Icehead Gil.
Okay, Icehead Gil probably gonna be out next, and then after that, out of the ones we read, maybe Two on Ice.
Yeah, I mean, is
But it's very
Ichinose doing
early.
well? Is Ichinose like popular still?
I don't know.
I
I
mean, it's
don't
on like
remember.
40 some chapters, so I guess that is a little bit late
It
to
made it.
like.
It made it past the worry zone at least. Let me
Yeah,
look
well,
at the
I don't
Oracle
know
and sales.
because the guy who made Kill Blue, his last series got canceled at like chapter 68.
That is pretty crazy though. I don't think that happens super often, right?
I mean, I guess not. Well,
Someone can
I
let us know in the
also it's
comments.
kind of hard to know also unless it's like super abrupt. Like I
Yeah,
think the reason people know about Robot Laserbeam getting canceled at 60 is because it literally goes from like they're in the middle of the tournament to the main character being like, I no longer
yeah,
wish to be in the tournament. I'm gonna play against the final guy, and they do, and it
yeah.
ends.
If someone in the comments knows, I guess they'll tell us because they always do.
Yeah, that's true. They always do.
I'm trying to find Oricon
But I mean,
information.
Fabricant made it to 36 before it got cut.
I think if you make it past the 30s, you
That
are
you're
getting
pretty
into a
safe.
clearer area. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I just
I
feel
would.
like
I don't know.
again,
I don't even know if
Ichinose
I would
is one
say
of those
pretty
ones
safe.
where I feel like nobody gives a shit. You know?
I'm trying to find any information about Ichinose and I cannot. I don't know.
Yeah, because no one fucking cares.
Okay, I found sales, 10-day sales for Ichinose Volume 1. I think this is Ichinose. Oh my god, where am I?
What's happening right now?
Okay, Volume 2. Um, but you see, I don't know if this information is when the volume just released or not.
Or if it's like overall, yeah.
Yeah, so Volume 2 of Ichinose sold 28,000 copies, I think.
I don't know if that's good. It doesn't sound good, but
Um,
I don't know if that's good.
I think it's half of like Akane Banashi.
Oh, that's
Although
not that bad.
uh, Ichinose 1 backlog, the volume sold.
Ah, cry. Okay, so each of is probably fine. Then yeah, I feel like Two on Ice is definitely one that is
I mean,
not
it puts
great.
it into perspective. It puts it into perspective when you know that Fabricate 100 Volume 2 sold 4,000. So,
Okay, yeah, all right. So each of is probably fine.
if these
Um,
stats are accurate anyway.
yeah. Looking at Two on Ice is like again, it's only chapter two, so it feels a little early to say anything. But just the type of series that it is, you got to catch on
Hmm.
super hard to be like a weird one like this. Because like, how long did P6 last before it got killed?
I don't know. I didn't read that one.
I didn't really read it either. We abandoned it pretty early. 70. Made it to 70 chapters. So, oh wait, this is one of the ones where I think people were like, it didn't get canceled, it just ended. And some people were like, it definitely got canceled. So I don't know. I don't know. But it got to 70 and then it ended unceremoniously. So
Hmm.
we'll see. I don't know, man. Duran made it to 36. That was a pretty long one. Oh, I just scrolled past Ruri Dragon. Please come back sometime soon, please. Man, I don't know. I don't know. I hope that it's not Two on Ice so far, at least so far. I've liked the first two chapters, and I like series
Yeah,
that are not traditional like combat in your face all the time
yeah.
kind of things.
I
Uh,
I mean, I'm only saying 2 on ice, which it's probably unfair to say because it's so early. But like, I think, well, I guess I don't know if Mamayuyu will do well, but I hope it does.
well,
And I
Mamayuyu
think
is
Kagura,
just such more of a traditional type story, right?
yeah.
I mean, I guess Red Hood was too, and that didn't help it at all. It got shot in the face. But like, when you look at a series that like because the batch was Two on Ice, Kagurabachi, and Mamayuyu. They were like the
Ooh,
batch that came
Mama
out together.
on Manga Plus's hot list, Mama Yu Yu is number 13.
Nice. That's not bad.
I think Kagurabachi is safe. I think it's been memed into success
Yeah, well, that's the thing is
for now.
like it's for now, yeah, for now. Of this batch, you've got Kagurabachi, you've got Two on Ice, and you got Mama Yu. Two on Ice certainly feels like the one that by design is inherently
Hmm.
going to be less safe, just because of the content that it's covering.
Yeah.
Then the prior batch we have what was it? Kill Blue, Nue, and Martial Master all feel
Hmm.
fine. Kill Blue and Nue are doing well, like monetarily. I don't know what Martial Master's doing monetarily, but it's doing
Actually,
fine content
hmm,
wise.
that gave me a thought. I wonder if I don't know how well Martial Master is doing.
Does it even have a volume out yet? Like I'm not even sure it has a volume out. It's so new.
I don't know, and I don't know if I can find out. No, it does not. At least I don't think so.
I don't think it has a volume out yet. I mean it's on chapter 15, so it has enough chapters for a volume,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's released one yet. I haven't seen anything about it.
I I am not seeing Martial Master in the top 40 on Manga Plus.
Okay, well, Manga Plus,
It's not
that's
it's not the
that's
be all
the
end all,
yeah,
of
it's not the
course.
be all end all, but it is helpful. Um,
It's like one of the only metrics we have.
yeah, I still think that Icehead Gill is probably going to go before anything else.
I also don't see Icehead Gallop here. 2 on Ice is number 35.
That's not bad. Wasn't that around where Nue was when people were like, "Holy shit, Nue is really popular"?
Yeah, Nue is number 39.
There you go. Okay, that's not bad.
Ichinose is 29
Okay, well,
though.
we've established that people can be wrong about what is good
Yeah,
and not sometimes.
not
Where
everything's perfect in
out
life.
of curiosity, where is Kagurabachi?
Kagurabachi is currently number 4.
Hey, let's go. Uh,
Leading or sorry, it is only behind Chainsaw Man and JJK by like 80 to 100,000.
let's fucking go.
Actually insane.
Kagurabachi's actually good, man. Fuck the memes. It's good. I like it.
It is good so far.
It is
Yeah,
good.
I'm
It's
I'm
it's
really
fun.
happy to see Mamo Yu is number 13 though. I fuck with
Yeah,
it.
that's great too, because like Kagurabachi feels a little bit more, I don't know if sterile is the word. It feels a
I
little
get
bit
what you mean,
more
yeah.
like, hey, I this is a thing that I know people like. We've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
sorcerers in there. We got swords that have fire on them. It's like Jujutsu Kaisen and Demon Slayer, and they're like, let's just do that, you know?
Yeah.
Um, Whereas Mama Yu
Undead
feels a little bit more like it's got its like a kind of a fancy, unique thing going on. Not that fantasy world with demons and humans is super unique,
it's
but
not, yeah.
it's framed more like a almost like a Western fantasy where it's like
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
knights and monsters and like the Dragon Quest hero and stuff. You know, it's not
Mhm.
like
Undead Unluck being only number 36 is surprising.
Undead Unluck. I feel always kind of like trends that like area. It's never like
I
blowing up, but it's never doing bad. It's just like
I
there.
wonder if the anime will change that a lot. I guess we'll find out soon.
Probably. I mean, it did for Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen, like
True.
the
Not
only the only series I can think of where the anime was not a massive boon was like Chainsaw Man because it was already super popular before the anime came out.
Yeah, and a lot of people were critical of the anime too, so it makes
Yeah,
sense.
a lot of people were like, "Oh, this is bad" or whatever. But I mean, Chainsaw Man was competing with like Jujutsu Kaisen
Yeah.
sales wise prior to the anime even coming out. So like,
Yeah, that's what's really impressive about Chainsaw Man. No anime adaptation, and it was one of the best-selling manga at the
yeah,
time,
it was like it was fighting hard at the time in the sales
which is
charts.
insane, dude. The
Yeah,
fact that you
because you
can
think
have
of
no
series that do
anime.
that. Yeah, it's like none that do that. Because it's generally like, I mean, this is not news to anyone that watches this show for God only knows,
Yeah.
but um, the general indicator is like when you get an anime, that's when your popularity spikes like super hard. Like
Yes.
I'm assuming I can't imagine Demon Slayer was popular in any capacity prior to
Honestly, I
the
wouldn't
anime
know.
coming out. I wouldn't know either, but
Let me look.
um, it wasn't like
Demon
I don't remember it getting talked about crazily prior to that point, and then the anime came out and it became like all of a sudden this overnight like sensation.
Let's.
I don't even remember when the
Um.
anime first aired. It was like years ago.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm trying to find a chart that shows when the anime aired. I'm not gonna spend too much time on it, but all right, I give up. That was cool.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, either way, generally you need your anime to really get you thrust into the public eye because you got people
I
don't like
mean,
to read.
think of
Nobody knows how to
MHA,
read.
man.
People don't want to read still images, but they will read the bottom of the screen, distracting them from the moving images that are
MA,
happening.
MHA was doing fine, and then the anime premiered, and then it fucking went insane.
Yeah, and then it blew up. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not that like series
Oshino
won't do
Ko.
well. Yeah,
Oh, I mean, it's JJK. Um, I imagine Three Ren is gonna get the same treatment soon. It's just a it happens every time. So Undead Unluck might
yeah,
become
it might finally come into its own
yeah.
as a big boy here. Isn't Yozakura getting one soon too?
Yes, I saw the anime designs. They are fine.
Yeah, I think they look good. I think they
I
look
heard the anime designs before that were worse. I didn't see the ones before that, so I couldn't tell
the
you.
only
But
ones I've seen I think look fine, but I apparently think a lot of incorrect things about anime, so I might be wrong. But
fair enough.
the ones I have seen I thought looked pretty good. So
Yeah.
we'll see. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to Shonen Jump feels like it's kind of trending up. For a while there, it felt like it was super Jover, because like we're gonna lose JJK soon, we're gonna lose MHA soon. One Piece is
Kagurabachi
never going
is
to end
coming.
ever, so it was like
Hmm.
we were gonna get to the point where it was like, okay, we have One Piece and nothing in our magazine. Uh,
Kagurabachi has come to save the magazine.
yeah, but like you're looking at Sakamoto has just stayed so consistently good, and people are really
Yeah.
starting to pick up on it. You've got Kagurabachi, you've got uh, Martial Master, Kill Blue.
Hmm.
Like Kill Blue's doing really well sales wise. Like people are really liking it. I feel like we're in a good place all of a sudden. We had a
Yeah.
really good batch of drops. So like Mamayuyu, these are all feeling good. I'm feeling
Yeah.
more
Like I
secure
said,
than I have in a while.
the past few new series, Kagurabachi, Mamayuyu. Let me see. I'm just looking through the list now. Kill Blue, not Ichinose. Um, Two and Ice could improve. New Age Exorcist is doing well. I will not speak to its quality, but like it's hit with a lot of series.
Yeah, I'm feeling shockingly confident for a magazine that felt
Yeah,
like it was in dire straits like two
it's on
months
death's
ago.
door,
Yeah,
and Watch is gonna axe all of these good series.
yeah, it's gonna kill everything except for like Nue and fucking Icehead Gill. That's the only things that are gonna live. Kagurabachi's gonna die. Mamayu's gonna die. They're gonna
God.
somehow cancel Sakamoto 140 chapters in. They're like, you know what? No more. We gotta make room to double the page count for Nue's Exorcist.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It feels good. I hope that these new series that are good don't get killed because I kind of thought this about other series in the past. That I was like, this is really good. I
Yeah.
like this. I'm happy this exists. And then Shonen Jump just unceremoniously destroyed it. So
Yeah. It's always a ride, man.
yeah, the only one I'm confident in getting into right now is Kill Blue because its sales are through the roof. So
believe in Kagurabachi.
Listen, listen.
When that first volume drops and it sells like 3,000 copies.
I'm like, yeah,
Uh,
man, like I don't want to believe in anything. I don't want to believe in anything until I see it happen.
fair enough. All right, man. You got anything else?
No, I think that's it.
All right.
All right, well then, thank
Decent,
you guys
decent
for
week.
it's a solid week, nothing fancy,
Yeah.
just good, enjoyable, not amazing. No,
Hmm.
nothing breaking Twitter this week or anything. It just is what it is.
Hmm.
Um, but all right, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.